Hello, friends. I hope you're doing well. So, today I want to share with you something that I've shared before, but I thought maybe go a little deeper. And that is because there seems to be in the world a collective desire for liberation or enlightenment and living what is called the awakened life. I just returned from Peru and also from Ecuador, giving talks on the awakened life, and there was a lot of enthusiasm. So let me restate what I've said before. Liberation or spiritual enlightenment is not of a person, but from the person. So that which we call a person, this person, Deepak Chopra, or you who's listening, is actually an impermanent, flickering dream in formless awareness, which is your true self. Nisargadatta Maharaj, a very prominent recent figure in the teaching of Advaita Vedanta, said very explicitly, you are not a person. So let's explore that together. So I've maintained before that our true enlightenment involves transcending the limited notion of self. I've suggested that enlightenment is the realization of one's true self as an activity of the total universe and possibly a flickering dream, a process in non-local awareness. Nisargadatta Maharaj has asserted in all his teachings that our true self is not the individual self, but a formless awareness, suggesting that the person is an impermanent, flickering dream object, a human construct within this dream. So, is the view that I'm expressing exactly the same as Nisargadatta Maharaj? And in a way it is, and yet there are subtle differences. So while both Maharaj and I have drawn on the non-dual traditions and teachings of Adi Shankara, we explore the self beyond individual identity, but approach it a little differently. This is the idea of transcending the ego and realizing one's true nature as pure awareness beyond the transient I amness or personal identity. I say the same thing, as do many others, but I focus on achieving unity consciousness where one feels inseparable from the total universe. I emphasize living joyfully in the present moment or with presence in the moment and engaging with the world as part of enlightenment. So that's why I engage with you. We engage with the world. And this is not something necessarily espoused by some of the greatest yogis who became what we call celibate, reclusive people, engaged in total solitude, and that brought them oneness with the world. So, of course, Maharaj emphasizes the idea that the self is not the body or mind, but pure awareness, and advocates for a realization of non-duality, where the individual self dissolves into the universal consciousness. He sees reality as an illusion. You know, the word illusion is scary to a lot of people. You can say projection, simulation, vibration, vritti, fluctuation, but it all means the same thing. So Maharaj says reality is an illusion where true understanding comes from recognizing the self as the witness beyond all experiences. Totally on board with that, but I also focus on the interplay between consciousness and the physical world and suggest that reality is a construct of perception, and perception is a modification of awareness. So I view the material world as non-material and emphasize the interconnectedness of consciousness, the qualia matrix that leads to our understanding of reality, but also our transformation of experience of reality. Nisargadatta Maharaj views reality as a dream, emphasizing the world and individual experiences are illusory, and true understanding comes from recognizing the dreamlike nature and identifying with the timeless, formless awareness beyond it. I do the same, but also explain that reality is a construct of perception, where the material world is an extension of consciousness. I emphasize the interconnectedness of all experiences in the qualia matrix, suggesting that this interconnectedness leads to a transformation of how we perceive our body and the physical world. Ultimately, Advaita, Vedanta, and non-dual traditions focus on experiencing this formless being as our true self, transcending the illusion, but also ultimately transforming, in my view, perception. Because without perception transformation, we cannot actually find our true self. So coincidentally, I was rummaging through my library and came across this Course of Miracles from a long time ago that I studied. And it's said right in the beginning, this course can therefore be summed up as the following statement: nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. So once again, nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists. Why? Because even the dream, the flickering experience as a person, is real. When you're in it, you're experiencing it. It's only when you wake up that you see that that person and the universe associated with that person are both a dream. Let's quote the Buddha to end this. This lifetime of ours is transient as autumn clouds. To know the birth and death, to observe, to witness the birth and death of beings is like looking at the movements of a dance. A lifetime is like a flash of lightning in the sky, rushing by like a torrent down a steep mountain. But once you awaken from it, then you observe the show as a show, the observing, passing show as a show, and realize that you, the real you, could be nothing perceptual or conceivable, and yet without you, there is nothing perceptual nor conceivable. Once again, digital dharma is now out, and you can use AI to elevate spiritual intelligence and personal well-being by tapping into the genius of luminaries throughout human history. And you can also continue to engage with me by going to digitaldeepak.ai. Take care, my friends.